Hey guys, this is the Demon Archive, and this is 5 things I'd personally like to see in Friday the 13th. Now, be advised that these are pretty realistic things. I'm not going to ask for every single possible thing I can think of. These are just things I personally think would make the game a whole lot better. And of course, with that being said, I'm not going to count glitch fixes as part of that, because I mean, everyone wants that. But it's not worth taking up a spot on top 5 sort of imaginative things I have in mind. Anyway, so number 5 is new perks. I'd personally like to have a perk with the ability to start with a pocket knife. I mean, who wouldn't? Especially when they're so scarce. And even if you're able to stack them, I think that would be cool. If you're not able to, something, I'm sure they could balance it out if it became a problem. And the same goes with maybe a double shotty, like 2 rounds to a shotgun instead of 1. That'd be a pretty cool perk. Since they're removing betrayals in public matches, I can actually see it being used and be a hell of a lot of fun. Now let me know what you guys think about that. Number 4, definitely new maps. New maps are a must. I mean, now any stage is cool, just little variants in mind of different parts of Crystal Lake, but personally, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with this, I'd like to see Manhattan. You know, from part 7, maybe add the little sewers. I mean, it'd be really cool to run from Jason actually underground. And definitely some interesting stage kills. Punching someone off a roof, that'd be pretty badass. And now this is not the best stage in mind, but I know it would definitely be something. Maybe a spaceship from Jason X. And I know it would be stupid. It might even fucking ruin the game for some people. But I'd still like to see it. Because worst case scenario, the host can always just not choose a stage. And it'd be pretty interesting. Because I'm pretty sure eventually they're going to add Jason X. So people are going to start eventually asking for a spaceship. Might as well get ahead of the curve and ask for it now. Anyway, so now a lot of people probably hated me for the number 4, the new maps idea. But number 3, I'm pretty sure we can all agree on, would definitely make the game better, regardless of how you feel about number 4. So number 3 is weather stage variants, such as rain. I mean, a lot of what made part 4 with Tommy Jarvis as a kid interesting to me was the constant rain, the storm, and taking away from visibility from both Jason and the player. It would definitely help with smaller maps since they're implementing that in the next patch. And I think it'd be really cool, especially if it started when Jason went into rage. If it just started raining, that would be a really cool thing to add. But while we're on the topic of weather stage variants, what about snow? You know, some snow, maybe your footsteps are louder. Maybe if you stumble, you actually fumble forward. That's something. And number 1, just for interesting reasons, such as how the rain lowers visibility, maybe mist. That's something I'd like to see. Now, number 2 is actually another hero character like Tommy Jarvis. Tina Shepard. Now, for those who don't know, Tina Shepard was this girl in part 8 with psychic powers. And that is something I'd personally like to see. So much like the way you would call Tommy, you could set certain requirements for either an escaped or killed player to return to the match and help the other players either escape or even kill Jason. And much like the sweater, when you put on Pamela's sweater and she goes, "Mommy is talking to you," what if you could actually stun Jason or make him teleport somewhere else? Now I think that would be a game changer itself, and it could be nerfed, it could be lowered to a certain amount of range. It could just be that it stuns him and makes him unable to use his skills for 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Something like that. Anyway, and number 1. Now, number 1's been asked by a lot of people, but the way I'm seeing it is a little different than a lot of people. Now, a lot of people want Roy and Pamela as playable Jasons. And I do too. I'm not gonna lie, I do too. But now imagine not only being able to pick Part 5's Jason, aka the fake Jason, Roy, but having him join in a match and helping to hunt counselors down. Much like how Tommy Jarvis is summoned, instead you have another bad guy, another antagonist pursuing you. I could even see Pamela coming to help her son out. And what if someone decided to say, hey, what if they have Jason and they have Pamela as a playable Jason character, same with Roy. What if they still had these devil's advocates, as they call them, helping hunt you down? So, say someone picks Pamela and someone meets the requirements to come back as Roy or Jason. That would be pretty cool. I personally would want it just limited to one devil's advocate, a much weaker version of a Jason character. But either way, it's just something that would definitely prolong the game. I'd like to see it somewhere down the line. Well, anyway, those are my top 5 things I'd like to see in Friday the 13th. And if you like what you heard, please drop a like and subscribe for more. Thank you.